NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Wednesday, the 20th of July. Today on the show, the big three, when good drivers go bad, and you can't always get what you want, even though you paid for it. But if you try sometimes, you might find you still didn't get it. All right, here's what's been making headlines. And first up, if you saw Nintendo and Sony sitting at a cafe sucking down some soup, which one would you think was worth more money? You're wrong, it's Nintendo. Bloomberg are reporting that since the launch of Pokemon Go, Nintendo Co.'s market value has now doubled, and that growth has put it ahead of fellow Japanese tech company Sony Corp for the first time in 2 years. Both companies have a market cap at over $39 billion, with Sony sitting at $39.3 billion and Ninty at $39.8. For some context, as of May 2016, Microsoft was worth $407 billion. It is always hard to feel sorry for Microsoft, even when their Xbox division is struggling to keep pace. Microsoft are reporting a significant dip in gaming revenue for the 2015-16 financial year, with hardware sales down 33%. They've attributed the downturn to fewer consoles sold and at lower prices, and I'd say the fact that they announced 2 new consoles at E3 will keep hardware sales figures pretty low until the new systems hit shelves. Again though, I feel nothing for Microsoft. Moving on, and Harmonix have announced the details for the next big expansion for Rock Band 4, Rivals. The Rock Band 4 Rivals DLC features 2 main content updates, which are aptly named Rivals Mode and something called Rocky Drama. Rivals Mode lets you join a crew and tackle asynchronous weekly challenges to place you and your crew members on global leaderboards. And the Rocky Drama mode is touted as the first playable rock documentary, and it looks just awful.
It was like...
Next up, and the 4th episode of Kentucky Route Zero has dropped out of nowhere. Cardboard Computer's surreal point-and-click adventure game premiered back in January of 2013, and since then there has been irregular and slow delivery of follow-up episodes. The 3rd episode was released in May of 2014, so it's been well over 2 years between clicks for those who are invested in the series. People were beginning to speculate that the game had gone the way of Half-Life 3, but suddenly, episode 4. That's not the only thing that dropped overnight though. Overwatch's new hero, Ana, has left the test phase and is now playable for everyone on PC. And Telltale dropped a launch date for their new Batman series, announcing that Episode 1, Realm of Shadows, would be out on the 2nd of August. That's soon, but you know what's sooner? It's Thing of the Day. Don't Pokemon and drive. Baltimore police shared a video of a distracted driver running into the back of a stationary police car. Luckily, there were no physical injuries resulting from the incident, but police have not disclosed whether or not the driver caught that CP-17 Rattata.
2901 Eastern Avenue.
That's what I get for playing dumb game.
I'm joined now by Well Played's Rad
That's me.
for our talk through. Congratulations.
Thank you. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting.
Gonna miss Michael though.
Gonna miss Michael. Good job though.
Whose else's shoes am I gonna kick?
Yeah, sure. You used to kick his
That's
shoes.
consent, yes.
That's consent. All right, before you kick my shoes, it's now time for the talk through, where you suggest a topic and we talk through. And today's talk through comes in from Jared Campbell, who says, what's your opinion on microtransaction loot boxes that randomly select loot? I don't know how many times I've opened a loot box in Overwatch and got a rare skin for a character I don't play. Radley,
Yep.
you play a lot of the esports.
I do.
And a lot of the esports is where a lot of this stuff happens.
Very much so.
Give me your opinions.
I kinda like it.
What?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, of course I would prefer...
Bring back Michael!
Of course I would prefer to just get, like, if there's a skin that I want, to just get that skin.
Yeah.
But often I'm so into a game that I don't know, I just like spending money on it.
This is appalling.
I know. But
this is one of those.
I like, and this is why, thank God, I never did CS:GO skins gambling, because I like seeing the little wheel spin, and I like not knowing what I'm gonna get next, and I like going, oh no, I didn't get the one I wanted. I'm gonna have to buy 6 more.
This is one of those talk throughs that actually has a wrong answer, and you just I mean, so I totally understand where you're coming from. Lots of games are guilty of this. So Overwatch is doing it at the moment.
Yep.
They've got loot boxes, like you said, CS:GO.
Yep.
The crate drops and you need to buy the key.
I don't like that though.
Right, that you only
prefer-
get half of the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's irritating to me.
Clash Royale does it. You buy these chests, you don't know which cards you're getting.
Yeah.
Hearthstone does it, where you buy packs and you don't
Yeah.
like. Pretty much all those card games do it.
But it's like you win a second time because you buy the thing and you know you're getting something, so you get the pleasure of buying it and receiving it, and then you get the second pleasure of opening it up and seeing what you get.
So
It's like buying presents for yourself. That's what it's like.
No, but it's not, because
It
if I bought a present for myself, I would know what I bought. I wouldn't
but
buy a
that's not-
present and then
that's not
open it
buying-
up and go, oh no, I already
didn't
have
want
this.
No, but that's not buying a present. That's buying an item. This is buying a present.
What?
because you can, like, if you go to the shop
Yeah.
and you buy like a t-shirt, you're like, I am purchasing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But if you go to the shop and you buy a present and it's wrapped up like a
Oh,
present.
actually, you mean actually buy a
buy a
present?
present, and then you open it and you're like, what did they get me?
Of course, you know that thing that we all do, where we go to shops, we buy pre-wrapped things and we don't even know what's in it?
You would if you could. Like the whole the book lotto thing that they do at some places.
This is all for disadvantaged children. This is where you wrap presents up and you can put them on trees under like cotton on or something.
Yeah, and it makes them feel good when you open them.
Anyway, I totally understand why you feel like that,
Yeah.
because I get the same feeling where I buy something in Hearthstone. It opens up, there's 5 cards there, and it's just their backs, and then you start spinning them around, and then, you might get a legendary, and it glows orange, and it spins around, and it gives you that little hit, that little gambling hit, because it's just gambling. Where is it acceptable for you, I guess? Like, do you think that this is something that all games should be putting in there,
No.
if there are microtransactions in there?
I think it works best where what you're getting doesn't affect gameplay too much.
Of course, yeah.
And also where what you're getting, it gives you a range and all of them are kind of good. So like Clash Royale and Dota, for me, are perfect examples. Yes, it is randomized, but you can mitigate it somewhat. And with Dota, for example, you can buy a lot of those items in the market by themselves anyway.
Yeah, so Dota do this thing where you a lot of the skins you buy, you could just buy the skin,
Yeah.
you can buy it in the marketplace, or there's these treasures that you get, and inside the treasures there's, 7 to 10 different outfits, and then you randomly get one of those.
Yeah.
But then they also have this sort of safety, I'm saying safety, and it's not, because it's encouraging you to buy more, built in, where once you get one, then the next one you buy, you won't get that same one until you've gotten them all.
Yeah,
so
so
there's
you're-
kind of like...
Totally okay to buy all 13.
But that's like, I only want one, but I need to buy 13 of them. But
you
then...
get to spin it 13 times, and you can buy them one at a time.
Yeah.
And then, for all you know, you got it on the first go, and lucky Nikki.
I really worry the fact that you're in control of your own money. Like, this is very concerning to me. I don't like it in Overwatch. I really don't
Yeah.
like... The Overwatch is a paid game where this stuff happens. Plus, what you said where you like it in Dota because you go, oh, well, I play all these characters anyway, so I get something for each of them. In Overwatch, most of the time I open loot boxes, I get those sprays.
Yeah.
I don't even get costumes. I get like graffiti that
I never use sprays.
No,
I
I'm
just, like...
dead half the time. How can I spray when I'm dead? And it's interesting to me that Blizzard have put it in there because they have a couple of other games that are free to play and that have microtransactions. So they've got Heroes of the Storm and they've got Hearthstone. Heroes, you can buy heroes and you can buy skins.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer to pay for the game and have all the heroes, or would you prefer it be free to play but then you have to buy heroes?
I think I prefer free to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if you have to buy heroes?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Because in the way that does, I think actually. No, I would prefer to just buy it outright. I
Yeah.
totally would. But I guess my point is that if it is free to play, I don't have a problem with the free to play model. Like,
Yeah.
I go, if you've got that rotating roster or whatever, that works. And I know Dota has it all, and it's free to play, and they're all available, and it's just the best game. Hearthstone, however, I don't like the fact that I can't just guarantee that I get this card, but you can break those cards down. And even if you get stuff you don't want, it's still actually useful because you can go, oh, I want to turn this into dust and craft something that I actually want.
Yeah.
You disagree?
I'm a bit funny with Hearthstone because to me it feels pay to win because I hate keeping up with the Hearthstone meta. I'm just not good at it. I just want to play. So like my perfect world is we all play basic decks and we don't have to
Yeah,
deal
right.
with any of the deck building. But I also really like opening packs and I really like the rush that I get from that. But I hate the fact that like someone can jump into the game, spend $300, have all the best cards, and beat me. But then you can also earn them in Hearthstone to an extent, but it is a bit difficult. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm on the fence.
I feel like, do you think that you are just a little addicted and you just like shiny things? Do you think it's good for the games industry to have randomized loot stuff like this? I know that it's good for the game because it's like people just pump money into it until they get what they want. But you're fine when you see it in games?
I'm fine when I see it in games when it doesn't feel exploitative.
Yeah.
So when it feels like it's rewarding people who enjoy the game, and when it feels like it's not overly buffing people who can just throw a shitload of money into the game, then I kind of love it. But when it's giving you crap that you didn't want in the first place.
Like those sprays.
Like those sprays. Why do they even have them?
I love that Jared brought up Overwatch and said, I can't count how many times I've opened a loot box and got a rare skin for a character I don't play. I'd kill for a rare skin, mate. I'd kill
He's
for
like,
a rare skin.
all these rare skins, don't know what to do.
We're done. I like when we disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
We're wearing the same colored t-shirt though.
All right, shut up. That is it for the talk through. Thank you very much, Red, for coming in. What is your opinion on randomized loot for microtransactions? Let us know in the comments. And while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV. Follow Pocket at NichBoy at Pierre at Monkey Nats and Gim. She's at Unhurried Yo, and there are links to everything I just said in the description below. What do you change that to at Radmonkehh?
We've had this discussion. You say this every time.
Yeah.
I like having my name, and I actually have a second Twitter that's at Radmonkehh that just says like, go here. If you
Secret
want.
Twitter.
Yeah.
How
Well, it's not
many followers you got?
I never look at it.
Never look.
Never look.
All right, go follow at Radmonkehh.
And then follow Unhurried Yo from at Radmonkehh.
Just follow at Radmonkehh. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by Aiden Jolly. If you've made a thing, please send it in. Until tomorrow, Nick, bye up. Mwah!
Rad out!